Hey, what's going on YouTube? I just installed myself an Alu Cab Contour Canopy, and so I thought I'd do a little walkthrough here and take a look at all the features that this thing offers. I've attached my awning to it and such. I haven't wired up any of the lights or anything yet, but so far I've been running this for about a week, and my first impressions are it is absolutely awesome. Way better than the bed rack that I had. I sold that. I sold my deck storage because I was kind of tired of not having bed space and not really having a usable bed with the deck storage. So let's take a look through this thing and I'll show you all the features and everything that it comes with and how it works. All right, so we'll start right along the outside here. I ordered the Contour Canopy that does not have windows, just for a little added security and a little bit of a cost reduction. I just really didn't think that I needed them. So if you get the version without the windows, you'll still have this kind of cool octagonal indent thing right there in the middle. And then in order to open these up, it's very simple. You have a little latch here, push that, it flips, push that, it flips, and then boom, there you go, you can open it up. The reason why I went with the Alu Cab and not something like a Smart Cap is because the doors on the side are actually almost the full length of the cap, whereas the Smart Cap ones are a little narrower and would make accessing the bed a little more difficult. You can also see that the Contour Canopy comes with pre-wired LED lights. I haven't hooked these up yet, but I'm about to do that, and I'll probably make a video about that too. And there is a ton of space here. We'll go along to the back. And you can see, even with my rear bumper and all my junk on my bumper there, it doesn't interfere with the cap at all. The only thing is when I put my awning up, that happened. However, these are adjustable. So what you can do if you are running an awning and you're worried about this swinging up too high, you can actually move that bolt in or out. I have it all the way out and it's still kind of contacting it. So my next move is I'm actually going to flip this bracket around. That way it brings this one all the way out to there, and then I think that'll help cut down my angle a little bit. So there's a shot of you just for the back window. The back window of this is bigger than the old Explorer canopy, which is pretty nice. It's also tinted, and I just love what they've done with this. I think the design of the Contour Canopy is super sleek, cool, rugged. You know, choose your adjective, but loving it so far. And then there's our interior space. Sorry, I just got back from the beach. So a quick comment about why I had decided to actually go with the cap. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I was running a bed rack, and then with the deck storage system. In the bed, I felt like I lost a ton of bed space. The deck storage system, I don't know. I think for certain applications it's great, but for others you really lose a lot of bed space with it. For example, the two drawers in the deck system were kind of like right here and right here, and you lost a whole bunch of space over there. Also, not to mention the deck system, you can actually see the scuff mark from it comes up to there. So you really can't safely haul anything above that line. So I opted to completely get rid of it. I sold it. And now I actually am really enjoying having my usable bed space back and doing more trucky things here. All right, so let's look at the inside of this. You can see the Contour Canopy is all reinforced. And you'll also see that there are slots in that cross brace so that you can put stuff in there. They do advertise that you can mount a table on there, or you can mount a cargo rack from there. Whatever you can think of. There's another one of the LED lights, the interior LEDs, and then there's one more right up there. And just like a standard cap, it just clamps down to your bed rails. I did this myself, which was probably not the smartest. I actually squat walked this up onto a chair and then squatted it up onto my tailgate with like the whole thing on my back and kind of shuffled it into place. The reason I was able to do that is because the Contour Canopy only weighs 125 pounds. It's really not that heavy. It's all aluminum construction. But the safest move would be to get you and a buddy or somebody, or if you have a hoist, and actually hoist this thing on in order to install it. But I guess you could call it doable with one person. It's just a little risky. The other thing that I like about the Contour Canopy is just how high up these doors can swing. So like if you were to be hauling something over your tailgate, you could have your tailgate up and have the door swung up like that if you're hauling 2x4s or whatever. You don't really have to worry about them hitting it or breaking the glass or anything like that. Here's the other side, just identical to the first side that we looked at. If you do go with the windowed version, it just comes right here in this big thing, and there's a little slider on it. I just didn't want it. I didn't think I needed it. On the top of the canopy, you can see that I have the 2 crossbars there, or whatever you want to call them. These are from Alu Cab. These are the mid-height ones, so that when I'm gonna put my tent up there, I can still get all the hardware underneath of it. You know, like be able to actually like get my hand under there, turn a box ratchet and mount it. But these are pretty awesome. They just take an standard 8mm hex bolt. So this cap on the end comes off, slide it in there, and then you can bolt whatever you want to it. You can see I have my awning is already bolted up there, and I have plenty of space for something like a rooftop tent or whatever, surfboards, if I throw my longboard up there. So before I bought the crossbars, I actually went ahead and looked to see if something like a Prinzu rack could actually fit this, or like a slimline could fit it. And unfortunately, it's pretty wide, so a Prinzu rack cannot safely fit on this. So if you have an existing cap and you have a Prinzu rack and you're thinking of getting rid of the cap to replace it with something like this, the Prinzu rack is not going to work. It's too wide, and you can't properly get your feet underneath of it, the mounting feet. Last thing that I'll point out here is that in the back of this cap, you also have a sliding window. Obviously it's not powered, but that allows you to reach through from the cab if you have to for some reason. Also, that other little thing up there that you can see, that's a vent. And what that vent does is it's a positive pressure vent. A lot of complaints with caps are that they let dust and such in, and because of that, all your stuff gets dirty. With the positive pressure vent, it actually lets a little bit of air flow in through it, and then that way it's essentially pushing other air out and stopping your cap from sucking in air as you're driving down the highway, which can actually happen. So one question I had when I was initially looking at this and couldn't really find an answer to was, how high up does this thing sit? So if we're looking at the roof line of the cab versus the cap, you probably have about a solid 2.5 inches above it. So as you can see, I have my Prinzu rack there, and the Prinzu rack almost sits level with the top of the Alu Cab. And so with these mounting bars up here, they're sitting a solid 2.5 inches above that. It's really not a big deal. But if you want to carry something flush all the way across the roof of your truck for some reason, it is going to be elevated in the back here. I believe even if you went with like the low profile feet, you would still be above any sort of cab rack or whatever it is that you're running up there, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing depending on what you're trying to do. If you had no rack up here and you're running this, try and zoom out there so we can see it, you're running probably a solid 4 inches above the height of your cab from that bar. And last but not least, I just popped this open, this other side, just so we can really get an idea of how much space you have in here. This canopy is awesome as far as like utilizing interior space because of the shape and design of it. It's pretty boxy, and so therefore you can fit a lot of stuff in it, and it follows right along. There we go, you can see that. It follows right along with the shape of your cab itself, so it's nice it doesn't stick out, but it also doesn't stick in, if you know what I mean. And gives you a ton of interior space here, which is really nice because you can still use your truck for truck things, but it also all stays dry. So there's what it looks like with the tailgate shut, just in case you don't have a big old swing bumper like I do. Like I said, super sleek design. I really love what they've done with it. You know, they took the Explorer canopy and just kind of made it even better. Lock that real quick. There we go. They took the Explorer canopy and just kind of made it even better than it was. It's just cool. It's cool. They did a really good job with this. Super light, super versatile. You know, it is geared towards somebody who's camping, hunting, whatever it might be. I hate to use the word, but overlanding. Yeah. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you have any questions about the canopy, or there's specific things that you want to see or know about it. Just drop a comment in the comment section, and maybe I can answer that on my truck's Instagram or Tacoma World or something like that. All right, guys. I'll see you all in the next.